Guys, so we are looking at how to go from side control to mount to the S mount, and then now we're going to look at how some details from the S mount and how to eventually break the grip in a very, very basic way, okay? So again, Felix is going to be here. So guys, my opening position is very important. So a couple of other things, right? So when I'm here, the distance from my hand to my bicep is, I don't know, maybe a foot or something like that, right? So when I pull my wrist, my elbow to my hip, and when I roll my shoulder down, now this is only a few inches. That's where the pressure comes from. I'm able to concentrate and take away space, right? So I'm able to concentrate my bicep in a smaller area and take away space. So look, here, Mark, you see like if I press, nothing happens. But look at my elbow. I actually bring it into my own hip. You see that? And now, right now I'm a little bit too high on his cheek. So I lower myself, and now I bring my shoulder right into his neck. I should be pretty tight. Guys, my hand is not here. My wrist is already underneath the crook of his elbow. Now, very low, I put my knee right nice and gently on his stomach. This is just to kind of make him think about the mount, etc., which is going to come, but now it's going to distract him, and I can start to separate his arm from his body. Once I'm here, knee touches the floor, I take this out, and now I'm here again. Now, I start to travel. A couple of details here, guys. Once you're here, try to replace your knee with your elbow. Look at how high my elbow is. Like this. I go really high. I let go, I pull this up, and now some of us were stepping like this. Here, there's number one, gaps. Number two, your weight's not on your training partner. You want to curl, and you want to go like this. For Phil, look how I'm perpendicular to my training partner. I'm not seated like this. You see, because now it's going to be hard for me to bring my leg over his face. So I'm going to be just like this. Now let's assume he brings his hands together. I'm going to hook his arm as deep as I can. I'm going to lean, and I'm going to grab one of his legs. Why am I going to grab one of his legs? Because as soon as I go here, what if he bridges into me? As he go, he bridges into me. Look, I have an arm. I'm going to be able to, a leg, I'm going to be able to put him back down. As opposed to if I didn't, and as I landed, he got onto his knees, and now, you know, it's going to make my leg harder, right? So grabbing either leg, you can grab either one. Come up, Felix, come up. As he comes up, I can always put him back down. And sometimes you'll do this little game to take away their energy bar, right? Like make them tired a little bit. Once you're ready, take your arm out, grab the tricep, pull it in, cross your feet, and back heel. Okay, from here we'll do the most basic rib break. That still works. I'm gonna make my bicep go around his wrist. My knuckles are facing the ceiling. Don't let go, okay? I'm gonna fold towards his head. As soon as you fold towards his head, a lot of times people are gonna keep a very strong grip. Do a rear naked choke, and now shimmy and shake a little bit to break the grip. Guys, even for the experienced students, don't do this. And then now the rep is over. Rep is not over. As soon as the grip broke, what you need to do is you immediately need to grab the thumb. Okay, second hand is going to grab the wrist. I go back to 90 degrees, and I'm going to angle his elbow over my inside hip bone. From here, the more I back heel, I do a little extension, he's going to tap right away. If I try to finish a rep like this, experienced players are going to start to turn their thumb, hitchhike, do 50 different kind of escapes, and you're going to be able to lose it. So make sure you get a nice baseball bat controlling the thumb line on the finish, all right? So again, once more. Okay, once we get here, my knuckles are facing the ceiling like this, all right? Big chest. Some people, they like to put the elbow like into their pocket. For me, it doesn't really matter. For me, as long as I keep this, I'm gonna be pretty sure that I can get it. I'm pulling towards the head to put a lot of pressure on his pec and his shoulder. Rear naked choke, and a little vibration, a little shimmy is gonna break the grip oftentimes. Immediately, I'm going to the thumb line, all right? I'm not, for the newer students, I'm not grabbing it like the thumb itself, but I'm grabbing like the meat of the thumb. Going to the wrist, back to 90 degrees, a little angle, and now you're gonna be able to get the tap. Newer students, also don't be relaxed with your feet here. Your feet should constantly be back heeling and constantly be pulling towards your own butt. Cool? Any questions, guys? We're good to go? Let's give it a try. For people that are a little bit more advanced, feel free to already incorporate like a way to get to side control. You can via pass, via sweep, you can review the single legs defense that we did last week, etc. Okay? So Felix, can I grab you? So starting in side control, it's very important, guys, to first have correct pressure on your training partner, right? One common error that I've seen newer students make is they have open hands here. Like you have your body in the right place, but your hands are a little bit open. It's going to be very easy for them to shift. The only times I'm going to have my hands open is sometimes if Felix is trying to like roll me over, he's doing some explosive bridge, and then I'll open my hands momentarily, and then I'm going to come back, right? One of the easiest and best ways to control someone is having one hand open, because this is going to be a pushing hand. Finding your middle finger as deep underneath the armpit as you can. Push the floor with this to pull your other arm in and finding your shoulder right into their neck. There's always an audible test here if he's able to speak or not. Felix?
Not really, no.
Good. All right, so from here, my wrist bone is going to be right underneath the tip of his elbow. Okay, this is going to be an important detail. Now, if I try to right away start to go for arm triangles, I can, but a lot of times there's going to be a lot of resistance for him. So what I want to do is, I want to start to disguise my attack, and it's going to look just like this. So now, as soon as he starts thinking of the mount, now is when I'm going to start to separate his elbow from his body by walking my fingers away. Once his elbow is in the line with his shoulder, my knee is going to slide and it's going to touch the floor. Common error that happens here is people try to mount and then their foot gets caught and now the person locks it up, right? So for that not to happen, you want to rotate your hip and you want to have your foot land away from your training partner so that for a moment in time it's hard for them to grab it. From here, I'm quickly going to bring my foot nice and up, close to his hip. Once we're here, I'm going to change the direction of my fingers. Now they're going to face towards him, and now as I walk, my goal is going to be to bring his arm across his head like this. Guys, here, newer students are going to feel like you want to tense everything up. If you tense everything up, you're going to be a little bit stuck. You want to keep the integrity of this position, but you want to loosen up momentarily just so you can bring your knee high underneath their ear, all right? It's kind of a quick motion. Once I'm here, I'm going to let go. And look, Yuri, look how deep my knee is around this head. You see it's like almost like a pillow, as opposed to being here. Once I'm here, I'm going to concentrate on that second arm. I'm going to pull it in. I'm going to curl my leg in, and I'm going to sit on his sternum. All right. It's very important that I'm not seated off of him. If it's like my hamstring on his sternum, Felix, how does this feel? It doesn't feel anything. Whereas when I'm like seated on his sternum, Felix, how's that? He's going to feel a lot more weight. All right. You want to concentrate everything here. If his hands are open here for any reason, which they may be, shoot your arm in between his arms and then trap his wrist in your pocket like this. Now he doesn't have a defensive arm. He can't make any grips to defend himself. From here, I'm gonna hook his arm, lean slightly, step over as close to him as I can, sit, back heel, and now I have a free arm for the taking. I'm able to finish the armbar like this, all right? If he connects his hands here, which a lot of times he will, I'm gonna trap that second arm. I'm gonna now go around the arm that I want, lean. You can grab either leg, step over the same exact way, sit, take your hand out, pull it in, cross your feet, back heel, and then we'll finish right over here. And then you can pause like this, and then if you know how to break the grip, do it. If not, just wait for me and I'm gonna do that for you in a minute, all right? So again, we're gonna be in side control, very simple. So step number one, middle finger in the armpit. Look at how far my elbow is from my hip. So I'm pushing the floor and I'm bringing my elbow in and I'm rolling my shoulder right into his neck, okay? My wrist is already in the right spot. Knee goes nice and low into his stomach. Once we're here, as soon as he's thinking about the mount is when I'm gonna start to separate that arm by walking his arm away from his body. Knee touches the floor, licking my hip and my ankle, guys, just like this, as low as I can. I quickly go to mount. Now I travel the opposite direction. His hand is above his head. Loosen up for a second just to get your knee as high as possible. Let go of his head. Concentrate on that second arm and curl it in. If it lands right over here, this is amazing. This is going to be pretty much a free armbar for you. Here, you're able to finish. If they connect their hands in any which way, pull it in, lean, grab a leg, step over, sit, take your arm out, pull the arms in, cross your feet and back in. The correct way to cross is the leg that's over their head is on bottom, as opposed to here. As you can see, there's a little gap over here. He's going to be able to use that to bridge, escape in various ways. Once I'm here, it's going to be a little bit heavier. Okay, and you can pause right over here or go for the grip break that we're going to see in a few minutes. Cool? Let's get it started.